Okay, Bute. So last day we have discussed about the hardware lesson. Hardware lesson ke api kata kare. So we were discussing about mainly about the memory component, right? So these things I have added to the note. Actually, the reason is some of you don't know about some symbols in the keyboard. That's why I have added this to the note. This is there in the main note, right? So especially, so even though you know about the keyboard, some of you don't know about the keys and key names and why these keys are used. Keys වල නම් සහ ඇයි මේ keys use වෙන්නේ කියන එක ගැන ගොඩක් වෙලාවට idea එකක් නැති students ලා ඉන්නවා. So that is why I have given this set of keys, and you can see. So this so normally keyboard has 100, 101, 102, 104 keys. Keyboards are there. So and these are the special symbols used in the keyboard. You can see I have given names in Sinhala and English medium both. So tilde, so which is used in programming. So this key, I think you have seen, this key is in the top corner, underneath of or below ESC key, escape key. And then the tilde mark and this angle quotation. Angle quotation එකක් තියෙන එක තැනම. Tilde mark එකයි angle quotation එකයි. So both are in same key. So that is also useful in programming, right? This is also useful in programming, this angle quotation. Then the explanation mark. Explanation mark, so this is actually key 1. If you press shift and 1, explanation mark, @ symbol used for email addresses, hash, so basically hashtags, you know, in social media, it's very popular, hash symbol. Dollar is a currency, percentage is used as a percentage and also as a modular arithmetic. Modular arithmetic කියලා කියන්නේ සංඛ්‍යාවක් තවත් සංඛ්‍යාවකින් බෙදුවම ඉතිරි වෙන පූර්ණ සංඛ්‍යාව. When you divide a number by another number, the remainder is called modulus. For the modulus operation, this percentage mark is used. So let me show that. Anyway, you will you will need this in grade 11. So just let me show what modulus is. Okay, let's say there is a number 5 and I'm going to modulus that using මේක අහලා තියෙනවා examination එකේ. So ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ ඉන්නේ mod කියලා. O level examination, it will be mod symbol, but anyway this is also correct. 5% tree or 5 modulus tree. This is not 5% tree. We read it as 5 modulus tree. So what is the value? Can you tell me? What will be the value of 5 modulus tree? Yes. පහ තුනෙන් බෙදුවම ඉතිරි කීයද? What is the remainder after dividing?
2.
Exactly, it is 2. Right, then 7 modulus 2. 7 modulus 2.
1.
1. So understand, 7 is divided by 2. 7 දෙකෙන් බෙදෙනවා. ඉතිරි වෙන්නේ කීයද කියලා. 7ට දෙකේවා 3යි ඉතිරි 1යි. දෙවරක් 3 6යි ඉතිරි 1යි. So it is 1. So let's say 999. This is all level ICT question. 999 modulus 997. What is the answer? 999 modulus 997. Yes, all level ICT MCQ question.
2.
2. Exactly. 997 997 ඒවා එකයි. ඉතිරි කීයද? ඉතිරි අහන්න. 999ට 997 ඒවා එකයි. ඉතිරි දෙකයි. So remainder is 2. Then the reverse 997 modulus 999. 997 බෙදුවොත් if I divide 997 by 999 997 බෙදෙනවා 999. දැන් ඉතිරි කීයද? Yes.
997.
Yes, 997. Okkomitiri. Aye, you can't divide. 997 is smaller and 999 is bigger. So it's a purna sankhyaatmaka gana kenne bedanne dashama enawa. Dashama enna neweni me bedanne api. Purna sankhyaatmaka uttarayak kenne bedanne bae. So you can't divide. So entire 997. So that is remaining. So because we can't divide. 0 remaining 997. So remember these answers. This is how modular used in programming. And cap, or we call circumflex, it is also used in programming and data processing. Ampersand, asterisk, brackets, underscore and hyphen. I think you know the difference. Underscore is this one, hyphen is this one. Underscore කියලා කියන්නේ යටි ඉර. Hyphen කියන්නේ dash එක. ඍණ ලකුණ ගන්න, ඍණ ලකුණට ගන්න minus. Then you have different braces, curly braces, square braces. So this is also important. Some of you confuse backward slash and forward slash. So remember this picture. I think then you can remember this easily. Backward and forward slash. So refer this. I think you can remember this easily. So just remember this image. Back forward, it's going forward, going backward. Backward slash is this. Forward slash is මතකයි නේද? Forward is this. Backward is this. පිටිපස්සට යනවා. You see, this is forward. So please remember. So these two, which are in red color. Under backspace or delete key, you have backward slash. So the forward slash is in front of shift key. Okay. So please remember this image. Otherwise, you will forget the symbol name. Okay, back to the lesson. So then, you know, this is called pipe mark. Direct lines, pipe mark. It is available with, okay, if you saw this, so this is pipe mark. The backward slash that you have to press with the shift key. Shift key backward slash will give you the pipe mark. So that is also used in programming. Then colon and semicolon. So this also some student confuse. Colon is double dot, semicolon, dot and comma. Double quotation, single quotation, full stop, less than, greater than, these are equal. The equal plus question mark. Straightforward. If you don't know anything, everything will be given in the, everything is there in the note. Okay, so now let's move to the topic that we were discussing. We were here. We saw the diagram and we understood how primary and secondary memory comes. So can you tell me the difference of primary and secondary memory once again? Last week also we discussed. Again, one more time, primary memory and secondary memory. Can you compare? Yes, some points. Some valid points about primary memory and secondary memory. Come on, guys. ඉක්මනට කියන්න පුතේ. අකිල, එසාන්දු, ඔනිති. ඔගොල්ලෝ මතක තියාගන්න ඕන පුතේ. Right now, I think you can understand. So why?
Can't remember, sir.
Yes, Pute?
Can't remember, sir.
Can't remember, right? But remember the importance of these classes, online classes. You know that we have never changed our schedules and we kept on our promises. And we have never canceled the classes unless there is a special occurrence. So that is very rare. And you have to come to the class every day. Not only that, after missing any class or after coming to class, if you forgot anything, please watch the videos. Videos are available to you. That is available via jits.lk website. So please watch it. All these things are available for you. So we have given all the facilities. Now it's really up to you to get the advantage. ඔයගොල්ලෝ තමයි ප්‍රයෝජනයක් ගන්න ඕන. හරිද? දැන් මේක අපි කඩින් කඩ නවත්තලා ආයෙ පටන් ගෙන නවත්තලා එහෙම යන එකක් නෙවෙයිනේ. හැමදාම එක දිගට ආපු ක්ලාස් එකක් අවුරුදු ගානක්. එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේකේ ප්‍රයෝජනය ගන්නවා නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ දිගටම පාටිසිපේට් කරන්න ඕන. මොකද කාලයක් ඔයගොල්ලෝ නැවතිලා කාලයක් එනවා කියන එක ඒ වගේ දේවල් ඒ වගේම ඉඳලා හිටලා එනවා කියන එක පන්තියට ඔයගොල්ලන්ගෙම වල කපා ගන්නවා වගේ. ඒ හින්දා අනිත් එක තමයි so ඔක්කොම රෙකෝඩ්ස් වල තියෙන recordings. So you can watch the recording again and again. You can watch it again and again. You can do the exercises. ඒත් පාඩම් කරන්න ඕනෙත් නැහැ. ඒ හින්දා ඒ chances ප්‍රයෝජනෙට ගන්න පුතේ. Okay, primary memory, secondary memory. So just think about if I ask same question from grade 7 students, they could also answer. Why? The primary memory is the memory that you have. So when you tell the answer, sir, we forgot it, the answer is there. ඔයාලා කියනනේ මට අමතකයි කියලා. එතනම උත්තරේ තියෙනවා. අමතක වෙන්නේ මොන මෙමරිය තිබ්බමද?
Temporary memory.
Temporary memory. Which is temporary, primary or secondary? Which is the අමතක වෙන්න හේතුව why you forgot, because it's temporary there. It's there in the temporary memory. So what is this temporary memory? Is it primary or secondary?
Primary.
Yes, exactly. Primary is the temporary memory. It is volatile. Current එක තියෙනකන් විතරයි මතක. It is temporary. It holds data temporarily. Right? It is volatile. It depends on the voltage. Current එක තිබ්බොත් විතරක් මතකයි. ඒක తాවකාලිකයි. So those things are there for the primary memory. Therefore, primary memory is short time, temporary, and it is relatively small. Isn't that so? It is short time, and it is temporary, and it's relatively small. But in the other hand, you can say secondary memory. It's like your book. ඔයාලට අමතකයි කියනකොටම උත්තරේ මෙතන තියෙනවා. Primary memory, secondary memory ගැන ඔයාලට අමතකයි කියනකොටම උත්තරේ මෙතන තියෙනවා. ඇයි? අමතක වෙන්නේ නම් primary memory. අමතක වෙන්නේ නැති වෙන්න මොකද්ද කරන්න ඕන? නෝට් ලියා ගන්න ඕන. මේ නෝට් ලියන්නේ පොත්වල. ඒ වගේ තමයි කම්පියුටර් එකේ නෝට් ලියා ගන්න කොහෙද? කම්පියුටර් එක permanently තියාගන්නේ කොහෙද? data.
Secondary memory.
මොකද්ද පුතේ? ඔව්. කම්පියුටර් එක permanently data තියාගන්නේ කොහෙද?
Secondary memory.
secondary memory තමයි. ඔය නිකන් උදාහරණ ටිකක් කියන්නකෝ. ඔයාලා පොත්වල ලියනවා වගේ කම්පියුටර් එක
Hard disk.
hard disk එක කියනවා. One thing is hard disk. Another thing? What about CD, DVD, memory cards? Right? CD, DVD, memory cards, all are secondary storages. So they keep data for a long time. Understood this? Next time, don't ask me, right? I hope you understood this. Is it clear to you now?
Yes, sir, very clear.
Okay, then the next thing is primary memory can be divided into two specific categories, RAM and ROM. RAM means
Random access memory.
random access memory. ROM means
Read-only memory.
yes, ROM is read only. RAM is random access. Random access means any place randomly you can access any place within a same amount of time. එකම වෙලාවකින් මේකේ memory එකේ ඕනම තැනක් access කරන්න පුළුවන්. It will take same amount of time. Okay, think like this. Can you go to all the cities in Sri Lanka within same amount of time? Can't. Right? If you can't visit all the cities in Sri Lanka within same amount of time. If you're in Colombo, in order to go to Kandy and Jaffna, it will take 2 times. You can reach Kandy earlier, Jaffna later. The reason is Jaffna is far away from you, but Kandy is closer to you, somewhat closer, right? So similar to that, it has different time, right? It cannot be accessed or cannot be visited within same time. But random access memory, you can reach any place same time. Think about email. Whether you are in Kandy or whether you are in Colombo, email will reach you instantly. Email instantly, in a location, email will instantly go. So that is like random access memory. Anywhere in the memory will be accessed within the same time, So we call that is random access memory. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Point wise, you remember these things. Why it is for random access? Any place. So this note has all these things, but I'm just telling, right? Any place can be accessed within same amount of time, and it is temporary. It is short time, a small amount of data, right? It is volatile, depends on the voltage. These features are there. But in the other hand, ROM, read-only memory, is read-only. You can't write. You can't write to the read-only memory. Why ROM is used? Why ROM is used? Yes. Why you need read-only memory? What's the reason? Yes.
Command boots.
Yes, command prompt. So when you are booting your computer, so for that you need. So that is basically called to the basic input and output system. Basic input output system. Actually, this software is created by the manufacturer. This software is created by the manufacturer. නිෂ්පාදකයා විසින්ම තමයි මේ software එක හදන්නේ. හදලා දෙන්නේ. Right? So where you can see these programs? කොහෙද ඔයාලට මේවා දකින්න තියෙන්නේ from read-only memories? Can you name a few devices where you can see a ROM read-only memory? I'll tell you one thing. Computer, inside the monitor you have ROM. Why? Monitor has some settings.
Document?
Yes, Pute?
Document?
No. Understand carefully. First understand, then try to answer. ROM means read-only memory. එතකොට ඒකේ මොනවද තියෙන්නේ? ROM කියන්නේ read-only. ඒකේ තියෙන්නේ නිෂ්පාදකයා දාපු programs. Manufacturer written programs. Right? නිෂ්පාදකයා මේක දාන්නේ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට. So why this manufacturer install this software? Because initially it need to recognize other hardware component. මුලින්ම computer එක Taman ළඟ ඉන්න කට්ටිය අඳුරගෙන ඉන්න එපා. First of all, computer should recognize main hardware components. That is the reason, right? That is the reason why there is a read-only memory. ඒ හේතුවෙන්ද තමයි computer එකේ ROM එකක් තියෙන්නේ. Read-only memory එකක් තියෙන්නේ. Manufacturer දාපු ඒවා store කරලා තියාගන්න. මොකද ඒකෙන් තමයි main hardware තියාගත්තත් කමන්නේ, right? ඒකෙන් තමයි main hardware components අඳුරගන්න. ප්‍රධාන hardware ටික නිෂ්පාදකයා තමයි හඳුන්වලා දීලා තියෙන්නේ. මෙයාට ඔයාට හම්බ වෙයි. So let's say a new computer is created. So the manufacturer is literally telling that ඔයාට ඉස්සරහට මේ වගේ කොටස් හම්බ වෙයි. මේගොල්ලෝ තමයි ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ නම. Literally, right? You will meet these people, these components in future, and these are the names or the functionalities of these devices. ඒ වගේ දෙයක් තමයි වෙන්නේ. කියන්නේ එයාට නිකන් අර ඔයාලගේ අම්මලා වාට උපදෙස් දීලා යවනවා වගේ ඔයාලගේ අම්මලාට කියන්න පුළුවන් ඉස්සරහට අද දවසේ මෙහෙම කට්ටිය හම්බෙයි මෙහෙම පරිස්සම් වෙලා යන්න. ඒ වගේ තමයි. නිෂ්පාදකයා තමයි මේක හඳුන්වලා දෙන්නේ. නිෂ්පාදකයා හඳුන්වලා දීලා කියනවා මේ කට්ටිය ඔයාලට හම්බ වෙයි. main that will list main hardware and their configuration settings. Why it is read only? Normally read only. ඉස්සර ඒවන read only විතරමයි. පස්සේ writable ආවා, electronically writable ආවා, flashable. Flashable කියලා කියන්නේ software එකකින් write කරන්න වෙනස් කරන්න. දැන් තියෙනවා ඒවා. හැබැයි ඉස්සර තිබ්බේ නැහැ. Why such thing? Why there's a need to identify the manufacturer So this why there's a need to install manufacturer related software to identify other components and to work with them. Right? I hope you understood, and it should not be altered by other users. නිෂ්පාදකයා දාලා තියෙනවා නම් මේක තමයි මේ කම්පියුටර් එක වැඩ කරන කොටස් කියලා. අනිත් අයට ඒක වැඩක් නැහැ. So therefore it is read only. It's not eligible. But there are different kinds of ROM. PROM means programmable ROM. Only once you can write. කාඩෙන් blank CD එකක් ගත්තා වගේ හිතන්න. You can write only one time. එකපාරක් විතරක් ලියන්න පුළුවන්. You can write only one time. Right? So that is called read-only memory or the programmable ROM. EPROM means erasable programmable ROM. එකපාරක් erase කරන්න පුළුවන්. Erasable programmable. ඒ කියන්නේ එකපාරක් erase කරලා ලියන්න පුළුවන්. හරියට කඩෙන් ගන්න empty CD වගේ. එකපාරක් write කරන්න පුළුවන්. Then EEPROM. Electronically erasable programmable ROM. ඒ කියන්නේ මකන්න පුළුවන් circuit එකට high කරලා මකලා ආයේ ලියන්න පුළුවන්. chip write කරන්න තිබ්බ ඉස්සර chip write කරන්න එහෙම ඒ chip එක ගලවලා අරගෙන write කරලා අපෝ දාන්නවා. Then the flash ROM, using software you can erase. Nowadays most of the computers will have flash ROM. It can be erased by not only by the manufacturer, others can also erase using proper software. ඔගොල්ලෝ දන්නවද දැන් phone එහෙම තියෙන reflash කරනවා කියනවා unlock කරනවා කියනවා. ඒ මොකද කරන්නේ? Mobile phone එකේ ROM එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ ROM එකේ තියෙනවා manufacturer දාපු software එක. Mobile phone, in your mobile phone also there is a software and that is installed by the manufacturer. එතකොට ඒක සමහරට ඒ වෙන country එකකට support කරන එකක් ලංකාවට support නොකරන්න පුළුවන්. The reason is software or mobile phone used in one country may not support our country. The reason is bandwidth or the frequencies that support. ඒ රටේ තියෙන සංඛ්‍යාත නෙවෙයි අපේ රටට ආවම තියෙන. සමහරට වෙනස් සංඛ්‍යාත. ඒ හින්දා සිග්නල් එන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම කෝල් ගන්න බෑ. ඒ වගේ ප්‍රශ්න වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් ඒ හින්දා ගොඩාක් වෙලාවට මේ software එක change කරොත් කරන්න පුළුවන්. Some people used to rewrite this software. They call mobile phone reflashing. Rewriting the software. එතකොට රටකට lock කරලා තියෙනවා නම් ඒක unlock කරන්න පුළුවන්. Country unlock. So those things can be done using this flashable ROM. That is easy. Using a software you can flash. But be careful if you are updating them. සාමාන්‍ය ROM එක වෙනස් කරන්න හේතු කීපයක් තියෙනවා. ඉස්සර නම් බෑ දෙන්නෙම නැහැ. වෙයි දැන් පුළුවන් වෙන්නත් හේතු කීපයක් තියෙනවා. So let's say there is a new hardware change, a significant hardware change. ඒතර අලුත් කම්පියුටර් එකක් ගන්න බෑනේ. එහෙම කියන්න බෑනේ. ලොකු hardware වෙනසක් වුණොත් අපිට මිනිස්සුන්ට කියන්න බෑ එහෙනම් අලුත් කම්පියුටර් එකක් ගන්න කියලා. We have to update the ROM. That is one thing. ROM එකක් update වෙන්න එක හේතුවක් තමයි අලුත් hardware ආවොත්. Maybe some security related issues. The ROM එකේ නිෂ්පාදකයම කියනවා මේක secure නෑ හින්දා update කරගන්න කියලා. So that can be another thing. So other than that, normally ROMs are read only, you can't write. But nowadays there are versions you can change the content of the ROM. ROM has the content written by the manufacturer. ROM එකේ තියෙන කාගේවද නිෂ්පාදකයා විසින් ලියපු programs. Okay, other than the primary memory and secondary memory, there is a memory called basically tertiary memory. What is this tertiary memory? That is used for network storage and backup. The mama nitara email පාවිච්චි කරන email store කරගන්න. So that is network server. So also when I cut down some papers, sorry, just give me a second. Right, we were discussing about tertiary memory. Tertiary memory, why we have tertiary network storage, Google Drive like thing, backend storage. These things can be kept in this tertiary storage or tertiary memory. So Google Drive, Google Gmail, when you receive, so especially when you create a Gmail account, you will get a Google Cloud account or maybe Google Drive. So there is network storage, which is tertiary memory. That is the third part, third component, third memory type that you have. But mainly in your syllabus, they highlight about primary and secondary storage. Primary, we already learned. So different RAMs. RAM, I couldn't tell. There are two categories of RAM called static and dynamic RAM. So we usually change. This is called dynamic RAM. So do I have images here? So this is called dynamic RAM, DRAM, dynamic random access memory, DRAM. That is the normal RAM. And SRAM is the RAM inside processor. Processor ka ඇතුලේ තියෙන RAM එක තමයි SRAM කියලා කියන්නේ. Static RAM. Dynamic RAM is the RAM that we install separately. Okay, that is about this RAM-ROM story, and also about tertiary storage we discuss. And the secondary storage, hard disk, floppy disk, CD, DVD. SSD means solid state drive. That is also hard disk drive type, solid state drive. So memory cards, all are falling into the secondary storage. Okay, I hope this is clear. If you have any doubts, you can ask. If you have any doubts, you can ask.
No any doubts, sir.
Excuse
Okay.
me, sir.
So as I said, what is the difference between SRAM and DRAM? SRAM and DRAM. Static RAM, dynamic RAM. What is the difference?
DRAM is a separate one.
DRAM is a separate one. SRAM?
SRAM is inside the processor.
Yeah, it is inside the processor. So either attached to the processor. There are 3 levels. Level 1, level 2, level 3. Cache memory. That is static RAM. Some are inside the processor, some are attached to the processor. But DRAM is the like removable RAM, which is connected to the motherboard. That is dynamic RAM. Okay, I think you have the idea about that. Okay, now, so I said about ROM, read-only memory. And I said about the manufacturer reading program. Actually, what happens inside the ROM? What it does? So it is explained here. So if you don't have note, you can write down this part and this part quickly. I'll give you 3 minutes, right? Don't take more than that. If you have the note, doesn't matter. Otherwise, please use to write down this quickly. 3 minutes. Yeah. Listen very, very carefully. Otherwise, you won't get this. Okay, I said that inside the computer, there is a device called ROM, read-only memory. Read-only memory means a non-erasable, normally, non-erasable, non-updatable, read-only chip, which has a program sent by the manufacturer. Program එකක් තමයි එකේ තියෙන්නේ. What happens when you turn on the computer? When you turn on the computer, that program will wake up. Initially, right? ඉස්සෙල්ලාමගේ computer එක on වෙද්දී එයා තමයි වැඩ කරන්න පටන් ගන්න. That program will wake up and check whether all the required hardware components are there. What it does, it will start working with the computer. When you turn on the computer, it will also start and check for the basic hardware requirement. It will check for the basic hardware requirement. ඉස්සල්ලාම බලන්නේ මූලිකව තියෙන hardware කොටස් ටික high වෙලා තියෙනවද කියලා. Okay, let's say those are connected properly. Then it will load the software bootloader, which is related to the operating system. Hari, ඔක්කොම component අඩුවක් නැතුව තියෙනවා නම් RAM එක තියෙනවා නම් processor එක තියෙනවා නම් motherboard එක තියෙනවා නම් memories තියෙනවා නම් motherboard එක වැඩ කරනවා නම් power ඔක්කොම හරි නම් it will search for an operating system. එයා ඊළඟට බලනවා operating system එකක් තියෙනවා. hardware ටික හරිනේ. ඉතින් මේකෙන් අපි හිතමු මොනකට හරි මොකක් හරි දෙයක් කරන්න යන්න. වැඩක් කරන්න යන්න. අපි tool set එකක් හොයාගන්නවා. ඉස්සෙල්ලාම අපි බලනවා මේ වැඩේ කරන්න ඕන tools ටික ඔක්කොම අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේ දෙයක් තමයි computer එකත් කරන්නේ. Computer will first check whether all the necessary required hardware components are there and working. තියෙනවද කියලා විතරක් නෙවෙයි ඒවා වැඩ කරනවද කියලා බලන්න. Okay, let's say those are working. Those are there. Then no problem, it will search for the operating system and hand over the process. Operating system will then turn on the computer and give you the login stream. Hari the operating system එකට ඒක හම්බුනාට පස්සේ එයා computer එකේ operating system එක load කරලා ඔයාට log වෙන්න screen එකක් දෙනවා. Operating system will load, actually bootloader, software bootloader will load the operating system and provide you the user interface to work with. ඔයාට වැඩ කරන්න user environment එක user interface එක එයා හදලා දෙනවා. ඔකනේ වෙන්නේ. එතකොට මම කිව්වා ROM එක read only. ROM is read only. Then it performs operation initially checking all the devices, that is called post power on self test. Computer එක මේ conduct කරන process එකට අපි කියනවා post කියලා. Power on self test. I'll write it here. You can also write down. When turning on a computer, software or firmware programs, firmware කියලා කියන්නේ නිෂ්පාදකයා දාන ඒවා. Firmware programs, software when turning on a computer, firmware programs, those are the software stored by the manufacturer at the manufacturing time and installed or enabled or embedded. Will conduct a power on self test. Within bracket post. If there is or are critical error or errors, it will indicate that by emitting a sound called beep code. Subject මොකද්ද මේ සද්දයක් එන්නේ මොන වෙලාවටද සද්දයක් එන්න පුළුවන් මේ power on self test එක fail වෙලා devices මොන හරි වැඩ කරන්නේ නැත්තම්. So you can see example RAM failure. ඒවට සද්දයක් එන්න පුළුවන්. Motherboard failure. RAM failure, motherboard failure. It can be power issue. mother failure, mother RAM failure, motherboard failure, power issue. ඕවා තමයි mainly එන්න පුළුවන් computer එකක් on වෙන්නේ නැති වෙනකොට නැත්නම් critical error එකක් තිබ්බොත් VGA failure, VGA error. Those are critical errors, right? Critical errors වල තමයි beep codes, beep sound එන්නේ. ඒකටම ලියා ගන්න. Mostly you need to remove the casing and physically correct this error by reconnecting, cleaning, or replacing. මේ වගේ දරුණු එකක් වුණොත් ඔයාලට physically කියලා කියන්නේ භෞතික වශයෙන් ඔයාලට මේක හදන්න වෙනවා. අර නිකම් මොකුත් රීස්ටාර්ට් කරලා එහෙම හරියන්නේ නැති වෙයි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට. භෞතික වශයෙන් හදන්න වෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ කම්පියුටර් එක ගලවලා එක්ක මේව සුද්ධ කරලා ආපහු ප්ලග් කරලා එහෙම හදන්න වෙනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් රීප්ලේස් කරන්න වෙනවා. ඒ කෑල්ල ගලවලා වෙන එකක් දාන්න වෙනවා. ඒ වගේ ලොකු error එකක් නා. If no such errors, ROM, BIOS, ඒකට කලින් ලියා ගන්න. At this stage, the computer will handle errors using basic input output system මේ වගේ critical error එකදී in this stage, the computer will handle errors using basic input-output system stored in read-only memory. If no such errors, එහෙම errors නැත්නම් ROM BIOS will search for a secondary storage for an operating system. Will search a secondary storage for an operating system. Yeah, operating system එකක් තියෙනවද කියලා බලන්න. If found, boot-in process කියන්නේ turn on වෙන එක. හරි, step by step turn on. If found, boot-in process will be handed over to the OS. The OS එකටම තමයි ඒක handle කරන්න දෙන්නේ. boot කරන එක කියන්නේ step by step turn on කරන එක. හරි. ඒකටම ලියා ගන්න. Another paragraph. If it is a minor error, such as date time error, if it is minor error like date time error, a post code, post means on self-test, will be issued if it is a minor error such as date time error, a post code will be issued. The computer turn on වෙද්දී computer එකක් turn on වෙද්දී ඉස්සලම BIOS තමයි වැඩ කරන්නේ. BIOS තියෙන්නේ ROM එකේ. read only manufacturer read. BIOS එක වැඩ කරලා බලනවා ඔක්කොම ටික හරිද? සෙට්ද? හැමෝම ලෑස්තිද? හැමෝම ලෑස්ති නම් on කරන්න පටන් ගන්නවා. on කරන්න පටන්ගෙන ඔක්කොම ready හින්දා OS එකට බාර දෙනවා. OS එකත් ලෑස්තිද කියලා බලනවා. OS එක ලෑස්ති නම් load කරනවා. OS එක ලෑස්ති නැත්නම් ඒත් errors එනවා. හරි ඒ වගේ errors OS එක ලෑස්ති නැති වෙනකොට date time errors ඒවට අපි කියනවා පොඩි errors කියන්නේ post codes තමයි errors වල දෙන්නේ. post code එක තමයි code වල දෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ error එක එච්චර severe error එකක් නෙවෙයි. තද error එකක් නෙවෙයි. හරි මේක ඉක්මනින් ලියන්න පුතේ. Give you time.
Okay, sir.
If not okay, please tell me. I'll give you time. I hope all of you have written this because this is not included in your book. So what happened if this error is minor error, small error? Most of simple post code errors such as 301 keyboard error can be fixed with simple reconnection or reconfiguration, and some can even be ignored. සමහර ඒවා නොසලකා හරින්නත් පුළුවන්. සමහරට යන system options not set කියලා date time error. ඒක නොසලකා හරලා යන්නත් පුළුවන්. right? එහෙනම් ඒක නොසලකා හරලා යන්නත් බෑ. පොඩි errors keyboard එක plug කරලා reconnect කරාම ඒක වැඩ කරනවා. ඒවා අර beep code තරම් දර beep code කියන කෑ ගහලා කියන. දැන් හිතන්නකො කම්පියුටර් එකට on වෙන්න බෑ. VGA එක නෑ. VGA එක නෑ කියන්නේ ඉතින් මේ අපිට පේන්නේ නෑනේ කිසිම දෙයක් screen එකේ. VGA කියන්නේ සියලුම දේවල් පෙන්වන්නේ. ඉතින් යා ඒ වෙනකොට තමයි කෑ ගහලා කියන්නේ beep 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 කියලා කියනවා. දැන් කම්පියුටර් එක on කරන්න විදියක් නෑ. අපි දැන් motherboard එක නෑ. කම්පියුටර් එක on කරන්න විදිය motherboard එකේ මොනවා හරි අවුලක්. හරි. ඒ වගේ වෙලාවට කම්පියුටර් එකේ ඉතින් beep 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 කියලා කියනවා. මොකද motherboard එක නැතුව අය මොනා කරන්නද කිසිම දෙයක් ඒතර පෙන්වන්න විදියක් නැහැ. RAM එකේ error එක පෙන්වන්න විදියක් නැහැ. screen එකටවත් එන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ හින්දා තමයි beep කියන්නේ. beep beep කියනවා නම් කේස් එක දරුණුයි. සමහරට කම්පියුටර් එක කරන්ට් ගිහිල්ලා ආවම ඔයාලට මේ වගේ අත්දැකීම් ඇති. power cut එකක් හින්දා කරන්ට් ගිහිල්ලා ආවම desktop එකට මේ වගේ ඒවා වෙනවා. RAM එක බුරුල් වෙලා හරි RAM එක short වෙලා ඒ වගේ වෙලා සමහරලාට එනවා. මේ beep 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 කියන on වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ වෙලාවට RAM එක ගලවලා ගියවම සමහරලාට RAM එක ගලවලා ගියවම සමහර වෙලාවට ඒක වැඩ කරනවා. හරි පොඩි දෙයක්. RAM එක fix කරාම හරියනවා. ඒ වගේ තියෙනවා. ඒව හදන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි post දැන් එහෙම බැරි ඒවාක් තියෙනවා. ඊට වැඩි ටිකක් තද බල errors උත් තියෙනවා. ඊට වැඩි ටිකක් අමාරුයි VGA සමහරට පිච්චිලා තියෙන පුළුවන්. එහෙම වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකට ඉතින් ටිකක් අමාරුයි. හැබැයි ඊට වැඩිය ලේසි post code එක. beep code කියන්නේ ටිකක් අමාරුයි. post code කියන්නේ එච්චරම නෑ. post code ටිකක් ලේසි. date time errors keyboard එක වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ. ඔයගේ පොඩි ඒවා හදාගන්න පුළුවන්. ඔය මොකක්වත් නැත්නම් කම්පියුටර් එක ඔන් වෙනවා. හරි තාම මම කතා කරේ නෑ. දැන් ROM එක කතා කරා. ROM එකේ කියන BIOS තියෙන software එක ගැන කතා කරා. ඒ දෙකම එකතු වෙලා අපි කියන ROM BIOS. ROM කියන්නේ read only memory, BIOS කියන්නේ එකේ තියෙන software එක. So BIOS software is installed by the manufacturer. ROM is the read only memory. BIOS is the basic input output system is the software in that, and that is basically installed by the manufacturer. Right? Just give me a second. So I think I get in a continuous call. Just give me a second. Then this post errors, post code errors. These post code errors are relatively easy to fix. If no post code errors, no beep code errors, then it will boot up. Boot up means it will load the operating system. It will anyway try to load the operating system. Still, first hardware no critical hardware failures naha. ඊළඟට normal hardware failures naha. තුන්වෙනි එක fail වෙන්න පුළුවන් එක තමයි computer එකක් on වෙන්න තියෙන ඊළඟ failure එක operating system failure. That is the third level of failure that you might experience, right? Okay, please write down. If no post errors, the computer will then rely on the operating system. If no OS errors, operating system errors, it will display the string to log in. So that is how the computer is turning on. So why this is very important? You are learning the relationship. Why this part is important? You are learning the relationship of these components. Okay, I discussed everything, but I couldn't discuss one thing, that is this complementary metal oxide semiconductor. What is that? So basically, I said that it can be date time error, errors. When there are some errors, so sometimes we are changing the configuration settings. We are changing the configuration settings, right? But when we are changing the configuration settings, there's a problem. Can anybody tell that? අපිට මෙහෙම change කරන්න වෙනවා සමහර වෙලාවට මේක on වෙන්නේ නැහැ මොනවා හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙලා settings change කරන්න වෙනවා. දැන් TV එකෙත් අපි settings change කරනවානේ. channels change කරනවා, channel settings change කරනවා, color settings change කරනවා. monitor වලත් එහෙමයි. washing machine වලත් අපි settings change කරනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ read only memory එකක් වුණාට settings change කරනවා. So what is the challenge then? What is the challenge? There is a problem. Can anybody understand the problem? Yes?
When we turn on the computer, we want to press enter.
No, you didn't get my point. Okay. There are various situations we change the settings. No. Understand the problem first. There are various situations we change the settings. අපි settings වෙනස් කරන වෙලාවල් තියෙනවානේ. TV එකේ color settings වෙනස් කරනවා. phone එකේ settings වෙනස් කරනවා. එතකොට computer එකේ turn on වෙනකොට power on වෙනකොට settings වෙනස් කරන්න පුළුවන්. මේ date time settings ඒවා වෙනස් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඊළඟට fridge එකේ washing machine එකේ ඔයගෙත් settings වෙනස් කරනවා. But there is a problem. ඒවා කරද්දී පොඩි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා. Because this software is installed into the ROM. ROM is read only. Don't you understand that? එතකොට read only memory එකක් කොහොමද settings වෙනස් කරන්නේ? Did you understand my point? So the software is read only. Read only කියන්නේ කියවන්න විතරයි පුළුවන්. If software is read only, how can we change the settings? Okay, there is another memory to keep the settings. That memory is called complementary metal oxide semiconductor. Why there is a need of memory, or why there is need of CMOS, we call CMOS or complementary metal oxide semiconductor. What's the need? What is the issue? Why we need that? Because
to store the settings.
yes, because to store the settings, the change settings. Why? The ROM is read only. We can't write. Settings apo write karanna bෑ. Change karanna විතරයි පුළුවන්. ඒ change කරන settings තියාගන්න තරක් තියෙනවා. To keep the settings which you have changed, so the ROM uses CMOS, complementary metal oxide semiconductor, and it is a memory. That memory is powered using small battery called CMOS battery. Actually, this is 3-volt battery, right? CMOS battery, and it is a 3-volt battery. Volt tunaka battery එකක් තියෙනවා CMOS battery කියන. ඒ volt තුනේ CMOS battery එක පාවිච්චි කරලා තමයි ඒ volt තුනේ CMOS battery එක, right? ඒක පාවිච්චි කරලා තමයි CMOS memory එක තියාගෙන ඉන්නේ. ඒතර ඔය battery එක බැස්සොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? What happen if this battery drain, if this battery dies?
All the memory will be vanished.
Memory or the settings? Memory will be there because it is read only, right? But the settings will be erased, right? Memory will be there, settings will be erased. As a result, your computer will show old date. Have you seen? Your computer will give some old fact, right? Computer, I think, showing old date. I think you got this experience sometimes, right? Some computers, it display a kind of very old date, maybe 1980s, 2000. So like it can go up to the manufacturing time. The manufacturer නිෂ්පාදනය කරපු දිනය, ඒ මූලික නිෂ්පාදනය රිලීස් කරපු දිනය වගේ තමයි ගොඩක් කරලා පෙන්නන්නේ. ඒතර ඒ අලුතෙන් ගත්ත කම්පියුටර් එකක් නම් එච්චර පරාණ විදිහට රීසෙට් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි කම්පියුටර් එක හදපු ගාන හදපු කාලෙට රීසෙට් වෙනවා. එතකොට මොකද කරන්න ඕන? What should we do? Yes, throw away the computer. Is it?
To replace the battery.
Replace the battery. Battery cost you earlier days, right? It was only 100 rupees, closer to 100, 300 to 100 rupees, 100 to 300 rupees. So you can simply replace the battery. This is 3-volt battery, which is there in the motherboard. Even in the laptops, this battery is there, right? That is why when you even turn on off the computer, time runs, time and date runs. Wala computer ko off kala, shut down kala tibban, date time run on computer. Next time on off karapu time ekada tiyenne naththam hari time ekada. The correct time. So how it is maintained? Using this CMOS battery. If CMOS battery is good, the time and date will be, that is the easiest way of seeing that. If your date and time is not resetting, if it is correct, then your CMOS battery level is good. Okay, I think now you can understand this part. There are some technical words today, but still, so this is important to understand this full story. And in addition to that, ROM store hardware drivers. So what are drivers? Drivers, hardware drivers. Drivers කියන්නේ. Okay, car and driver. Why car need a driver?
To control that.
To control that. Similar to that, every hardware component need a driver. Why? To control that. Same answer, right? එතකොට මතක තියාගන්න ලේසි. Car and driver. Driver software කියලා අහපු ඇටි මතක් කරගන්න. Car and driver. Why I need a driver? Driver is the person who controls the car. Driver is the person who manages the resources. Driver is the person who communicates with the vehicle. Driver is the person who control, communicate, manage this vehicle. So similar to that, driver software is the software which control, manage, communicate particular hardware. Right? There is a special firmware. Again, firmware means firmware කියලා කියනකොට මතක තියාගන්න firmware. Firm means manufacturing firm. Firmware means that is also installed by the manufacturer. The hard disk එක drive එක දෙන්නේ hard disk එකේ manufacturer. අපි හිතමු pen drive එකක drive එක දෙන්නේ ඒ pen එකේ manufacturer. Camera එකක drive එක දෙන්නේ ඕනම device එකකට drive එකක් තියෙනවා. Any device will have a drive. That is also given by the manufacturer. Drive is the software which is given by the manufacturer. What's the reason? It communicates, manage, controls particular hardware. I hope you understood everything. If not, please ask questions. I can explain again. Any question? Any difficult areas? Please ask. I'll repeat. Okay. Silence indicates you don't have questions. Right? Okay. So let's move to the new part. Now, it is time to explore about magnetic and optical storages. So this lesson is a bit tough. I said that this is about hardware. So we need to learn we need to learn many things related to these hardware components. Okay, let's discuss about that and also about the ports today. So there are two technologies of storages. One is called optical technology, right? One is called optical technology. The other one is called magnetic technology, and there is another one, electronic technology, but mainly optical and magnetic. I'll tell you how data stored in the optical technology and how data stored in the magnetic technology. Dimat is asking questions. Do a new PC gives a beep sound when there is a issue? New PC can also give a beep sound, but if it is like beep beep 2 times or 1 time beep and press F1 to continue, that is not a problem. That is not a big problem. But if it is continue to beep, දිගටම beep beep කියන කිසිම screen එකක් එන්නේ නැහැ. You cannot see any screen messages and it continuously beep. Or if it is beeps and stops without any screen messages, without any screen messages, Dimant, please remember, without any screen messages, if you can hear beep sound, that might be an error. So how to check that? So you need to check in the internet. Using another computer, you can check beep code. So related to the different computers will have different beep codes, right? So some are common, but there are different beep codes in different computers by different manufacturers. Okay, let's learn about the optical technology and magnetic technology quickly. Right, optical technology, CD, DVD, Blu-ray. These are using optical. Hard disk drive, floppy disk drive, magnetic tape. These are using magnetic storage. And there are devices which doesn't use optical or magnetic. So those are called solid status. Nowadays, we can see memory cards, pen drives, this SSD hard disks. These are solid status memories. Here are solid status memories, SSD. Solid status can hetuat. There are no equipments or no components moving. ඒ වගේ move වෙන component නැහැ. Solid status කියන්නේ ගණනේ solid. No moving components. Okay, let's see about the magnetic and optical technology quickly. First of all, I would like to start with small animation. And this is from Animadra, which shows how hard this works. Okay, so this is inside your hard disk. It has an actuator. Actuator is it's like arm, and it has heat drive head in all these tips of this actuator heads. හැම actuator එකකටම තියෙනවා. දැන් මේක නම් actuator එකේ තියෙනවා arms 1 2 3 4 5ක් තියෙනවා. arms 5ක් තියෙනවා කියන්නේ read write head 10ක් තියෙනවා. මොකද උඩට එකයි යටට එකයි ගන්නේ. There will be 10 read write heads. So normally 1 or 2 platters will have 2 to 4 heads. Then තියෙන hard disk ගොඩක් වෙලාවට platters ගන්න අඩුයි. එක platter එකක් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්, platter දෙකක් වෙන්නත්. Then අඩුයි platters ගන්න. Earlier days, so there were like a lot of platters. Right, මොකද්ද මේකේ වෙන්නේ? So I think you can remember the cartoon. There is a cartoon called what? Yuripurat. Name? Kila mataka the cartoon name. Yeah, this is Philstones in English. Philstone. Okay, so remember there is a bird reading a gramophone. Bird, a gramophone. Right, so in the Philstone cartoon, there is a bird reading gramophone like this. What this bird is doing, it's moving its beak front and back and forth. It's moving the beak, right? It's moving the beak back and forth. And this is rotating basically, right? This just to show you. So I don't want to like tell you about the cartoon, but just to show you what is happening. So this is the practical part, is basically what is happening in the gramophone, right? In the gramophone also, there is a beak, that is head. Head is moving back and forth, and this is rotating. The platter is rotating. That is what happening, right? Here also, you can see it's similar to the beak. It's moving back and forth, and this platter is rotating. So there actually, by doing this, it's reading the entire disk. මුළු disk එකම read කරන්නේ මෙහෙම තමයි. මොකද මේ මෙතන තියෙද්දි disk එකේ මේව එක මෙතන තියෙනවා කියමුක head එක. හැම platter එකකම head එක තියෙනවා උතන. ඒතර හැම platter එකකම මෙන්න මේ රවුම read වෙනවා. උතන මේව එකක් තියෙද්දි හැම platter එකකම this blue color round related to each platter will be read or written. So that is called a cylinder. A blue color round ගොඩාක් තියෙනවනේ මෙහෙම පල්ලයට ඊළඟ platter එකේ ඊළඟ platter එකේ. All this here together we call a cylinder. A cylinder එම read වෙනවා. Right? This is moving. When this moving the next level, another circle will be read. Next level, another circle will be read. Likewise, circle by circle, it's doing the reading in the hard disk and the writing process. Right? Actually, how the reading writing happens, that is the next thing. So please see here. There is a magnet. Actually, magnet has two sides, north and south. Right? Magnet has two sides, north and south. So what happens basically when it moves here up, back and forth, the magnetization comes to the head will vary, depend on the inputs given. What it does, the magnetization which is coming to the head will be slowly transferred, not slowly, in a certain speed, it will be transferred to the platter. You can see the platter is magnetizing. So there are two orientations, north to south or south to north. By doing that, it stores bits, which means ones and zeros. Ultimately, hard disk will store these bits. Okay, I think now you got the point. You understood this, right? The how magnetizing is transferred, then it is transferred to the platters. After, so this is written the platters. So that will be preserved. That magnetization state will be preserved for some time because this hard disk is sealed. Hard disk එක seal කරලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ cylinders වලට magnetize වුණාම මේක magnetize වෙනවනේ, මේ චුම්බකීකරණය වෙනවා. මේ platter එක. ඒතර platter එකේ චුම්බකීකරණය වෙලා නැත්නම් මේ magnetize වෙලා මේවා store වෙනවා. When it rotates, it stores these things. The ඒවා store වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒවා තමයි ඊළඟට අපි read කරන්නේ. That is the magnetic technology which is used in hard disk. The optical technology ඒකෙනුත් ඔය වගේ එක බිඳුව store කරන එක තමයි කරන්නේ. So let's say how CD stores data or how CD works. In a CD also you have 3 layers. The hard disk එකේ තිබෙන platters, surfaces ඔම තිබ්බා. ඒ වගේ CD එකකත් ප්‍රධාන layers තුනක් තියෙනවා. ප්‍රධාන layers තුනයි. Right, the first layer is actually the top layer is the label or the lacquer protective layer. The second layer is aluminum layer or metal layer. Then the bottom layer is transparent plastic or polycarbonate. That is the third layer. The එක layer එක තියෙන්නේ label එක, lacquer protective label එක හෝ label එක. ඊළඟ layer එකේ මොකක් හරි metal එකක්. ඒක platinum වෙන්න පුළුවන්, gold වෙන්න පුළුවන්, silver color වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So that is not silver. So but it can be platinum plated or gold plated or even silver plated, or it can be aluminum. It can even be aluminum. Right? But it's a very thin layer. So then actually what will happen, this has a laser bulb. The CD-ROM drive එකට තියෙනවා laser bulb එක. When you turn on one, already 1 hour, එකක් ආවා කියමුකෝ, 1 කියන signal එක on එකක්. එතකොට මේ bulb එක පත් වෙනවා. When bulb lights up, it go and melt the layer here. මෙතන තියෙන layer එක පිච්චෙනවා. That is why we call CD burning. CD පුච්චනවා කියන එක තමයි කියන්නේ හරි වැස. CD burning. CD burning කියන්නේ මේකයි. laser bulb එක පත්තු වෙනකොට මේක ගියා වැදුන තැන melt වෙනවා. උණු වෙනවා. ඒ උණු වෙන එක මේ උණු වෙන්නේ මැද්ද layer එක. හරි. It's not the plastic layer. It's not the protective layer. It's the middle layer. That is why I asked. So earlier days also I said that do not damage this layer, polycarbonate layer. Sorry, transparent polycarbonate layer. උඩ damage වුණොත් සමහරවිට මෙන්න මේක ගැලවිලා යන්න පුළුවන්. පොත්තක් වගේ ගැලවිලා යනවා මේ ඇලුමිනියම් layer. ඒත් වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ CDs. යටින් damage වුණොත් you can remix Amardeva's song if you got damage here. ඇයි මේක දැන් අර මේ වැටෙන කෝණය අනුව තමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ දන්නා මේ ආලෝක වර්තනය. I think you know about the light. It goes according to the surface. දැන් මේ surface එකේ මේම කඩතොළු තිබ්බොත් එහෙම light එක මෙහෙ වදින light එක මෙහෙ යනවා. මෙහෙ burn වෙනවා. මෙහෙ වදින light එක සමහරට කැරකෙනවා මෙහෙ burn වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට අර කොත්තුවක් දාලා මේ remix එකක් හැදුවා වගේ තමයි. තැන ඇහෙන්නේ. අර DJ ගහනකොට එහෙම නිකන් කියලා මේ වගේ තමයි සින්දු ඇහෙන්න ගන්න. චික් චික් ගගා තැන තැනට පැන තමයි යන්නේ. හේතුව මේ layer එක damage වුණොත් so what will happen? The reflection or refraction of the light will be giving some unwanted issue, unwanted damage. So that is about.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So when we store something for CD, what will happen to the CD?
CD will be burnt like this.
So, sir, when we play it also, it will burn, no?
No. That is it's a valid question. But the thing is, the light that used, the laser bulb that used, is like a less powerful bulb for reading purpose. Writing වලට තියෙන bulb එක වගේ නෙමෙයි reading bulb එක. Reading bulb එකේ power එක අඩුයි. So it will not burn. So based on the reflection factor, it will be red. Reflect. Yes.
For second time also it will burn little bit also, no, sir?
නෑ. ඒක තමයි මම කිව්වේ bulb එකේ power එක අඩුයි. අර burn කරන bulb එක තරම් powerful නෑ දෙවෙනි bulb එක. හරිද? දෙවෙනි bulb එකේ reflect වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් මේ burn වෙන තැනක වැදුනොත් reflect වෙන්නේ නෑ. burn වුණ නැති තැනක වැදුනොත් reflect වෙනවා. reflect වෙන්න තරම් ඒක okay හරිද? මොකද අර power එක වැඩි වුණාම තමයි burn වෙන්නේ. pitch එන්නේ laser එකේ. power එක අඩු වුණාම burn වෙන්නේ නෑ, reflect වෙනවා. ඒක ආපහු මේවා වෙලා එනවා. වැදිලා අනිත් පැත්තට එනවා. burn වෙන්නේ නෑ. Right? So just think about this. So if you use a small bulb and large bulb, if you turn on this bulb for a long time and if you keep your hand in the small bulb, so it will not burn. But if you keep your hand in the large bulb, it might burn because of the power. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For reading, it uses less powerful laser bulb. Okay, now I think we have come to the end of today's session. I'll be discussing the next part. We discuss about the hard disk and CD. Hard disk one is here, not there. But we anyway discuss hard disk and CD technologies. So there are different commercial standards we need to learn and also need to learn about the ports. So then it will be over. I think next week we can finish this. Then good night, Bhute. See you all next week.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right.